Ladies and gentlemen, Uptober is here, so we're at the 1st of October, and weirdly, as soon as we hit the date, we start pumping like crazy. Bitcoin's at 116,000, Ethereum broke 4,300. It's actually a madness. And it seems like all the buys that I was talking about may have actually been very good buys. Don't get me wrong, always take profits off the table, always have stop losses. It isn't financial advice, but it just could be the start of alts performing against Bitcoin. Now, I don't think that is going to be the case until the end of October, but if it happens sooner, I don't mind that at all. I have actually made some purchases into ZEN because it has a lot of upside potential. That's very risky. I wouldn't recommend it. It's just what I'm doing. I also bought Casper, Bitcoin, ETH, some altcoins recently as well in the fear, because we were in fear. So I thought I'd make the most of it, especially with me being bullish, and I still think we're in a bull market. I think we're in the last leg. I think we are closer to the end than to the start. This will be the last push, I think, and then it is going to be over, and we are going to hit a massive global crisis, in my opinion. And gold and silver may potentially be buys, and that's why I have mentioned them in other videos, so don't worry, I've got you covered in other aspects as well. Now, gold is pumping like crazy, but I want to have a little look at altcoin season first.
It clearly reveals the answer to the question, where is the altcoin season, when it's going to happen, and how is it going to look? As I've stated in previous videos, you can see that we have been rejecting off of this green line here. This is Bitcoin's price. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look at that one right there. That's number 5. It's yellow for a reason. That's the golden zone. The golden zone is important for 2 reasons. Number 1, in this case, we have breakthrough of resistance. One of the biggest points of resistance in Bitcoin's history got broken through. And at the same time, while Bitcoin increased in price, we have this dropping, the tippy top. Look at the exact of that. It's like very accurate. What is this? This is right here, the Bitcoin dominance. So as Bitcoin broke through previous resistance, we have Bitcoin dominance dropping, meaning Bitcoin's dominance over the market is less and less. What else is gaining dominance? Altcoins. Now, if we blow open this chart to really see what's going on, this cycle, the cycle we're currently in, we've only had one period of time where we had a convincing altcoin season. And you can see right there, it dropped by 11.32%. This is officially more convincing. So this is the most convincing altcoin season start we have seen in the last like 3-4 years. And it blows my mind that people still doubt altcoin season, even though we had this little small increase. Watch this. If you zoom out, this is altcoin season number 1. This is number 2. And look at where we're at right now. Just look how small that is. Guys, we have not had an altcoin season yet. And please keep in mind how crazy the altcoin seasons really get. As you can see right there, this coin went up 10,000%. It's like turning $1,000 into 100 grand in 488 days. Gala Games went up 611,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into $6 million in 334 days. You guys have to have patience. When it comes, it's gonna come. Obviously, these are the best producing coins, but even if the coin goes up 600%, that's extremely lucrative, bro. We're talking about 900,000 for the top outliers. Now, if the altcoin season hasn't happened, the only thing holding people back from making money is picking the right altcoin. So my system right here, this fundamental analysis system pretty much shoves as many coins into it as possible, and we look at these coins by liquidity, demand, and team. And essentially, we research almost every single coin in the market worth researching. And then we shove the coins through a system of checks. And here's kind of like the 4 databases. We shove them through, and as it goes through, there's less and less coins that get to the end of the system. This final database that we have is extremely refined and well-researched coins that will likely do well when the altcoin season pops off. We literally have research for like the best coins on the market right now based off of the team. How strong is the team? Do they have, strong fundamentals? Do they have previous experience? The narrative score, which is how viral the coin actually goes. And then we actually put it into an overall score, as you can see right there. And then we actually adjust it by risk level. So if it's higher risk, you could put a smaller amount of money. If it's a lower risk, you can put a bigger amount of money. So the point here is that you need to be prepared for this altcoin cycle. And I don't know if you knew this, but we actually give access to the altcoin database for $1. And the only reason
I think he's trying to sell something, but also a lot of people are saying it's not happening. He has mentioned before that we're going to get an alt season, and he has sold at the wrong times, so I wouldn't put my life savings on this, but it is a possibility. Everybody thinks it's not going to happen, and usually that's when things like this do happen. The government, though, apparently is going to head into shutdown. That could cause a crash. I don't know what the hell that means, but it failed to pass a funding bill. Hundreds of thousands of workers furloughed. So people are losing their jobs, man. It's a nasty environment we're in, man. Even apparently Warren Buffett is liking gold and silver. That's how you know stocks are in a bad place. Listening to Buffett tout the virtues after he ridiculed gold and silver. That means the stock and bond market are about to crash. Is a depression ahead? Might be time to listen to Buffett and buy some gold, silver, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Take care. He's actually mentioned Ethereum now as well. But his sickening endorsement of gold and silver must mean stock and bonds are about to... You have to be careful. We're going into an environment where even the dollar isn't safe. The stocks aren't safe. It's nasty, man. That's why I'm such an advocate for stop losses. You might think I say it all the time, but it's important. Like I've mentioned this coin here, and a lot of you man will buy it, but then you'll sell it here after it's gone up, or maybe it'll go down now. Maybe it's going to zero. Maybe that was the pump. It is overbought on the daily and more so on the 4 hourly time frame. So do you want to buy into something that's overbought? I have, but I know the risks, and I've got a stop loss on. Now,
I'm going to reveal my exact plan on how I'm going to hit my $25 million goal in the next 2 years. The first thing you have to realize is that 100Xs in crypto are actually real. So what I did here is I pulled together a list of the top producing coins in the 2021-2017 altcoin cycle, and these percentages are absolutely ridiculous. That's like turning $1,000 into 8 million for Dogecoin. That's 854,000% increase. And what people don't understand is that 100X is only 10,000%. So the list of 100X coins is actually really, really long. And all you need is a 3x 5 different times if you're starting with $100,000 to make 25 million. And me personally, I'm starting with way more than $100,000. Once you realize it's possible, the next step is to actually find the coins. But we don't want just one-hit wonders. We want to consistently and predictably find these undervalued opportunities because there's millions of cryptocurrencies being created a day. You cannot research all of those cryptocurrencies by yourself. We have become so efficient that we went through 1,400 coins in the past 3 months and found that only 0.05% of those coins are worth even talking about. I personally have purchased multiple 100X coins being in crypto for 8 years, and I identified a list of similar characteristics of what 100Xs actually look like. And we developed a fundamental analysis system to where we just shove a whole bunch of random coins through the filtration process, and at the bottom you get a gold tier. So here's the exact plan. Shove as many coins as I possibly can into this funnel. Make the funnel so specific that it weeds out all this gold tier list. And what we did, our entire community, people researching one per day for $1 a month. Click this link in my bio.
He's obviously trying to sell a course, but I still think he does do a lot of research, and especially with Total 3, it's broken out, and the next target is 1.33 trillion to 2 trillion, man. This is good signs right here, especially with Uptober starting. So it's literally started, and this is exactly what we want to see. Uptober is usually a very, very, very good time in crypto, bro. So it's a good time, especially with September being there to test our patience. October and November is where the real moves begin. Usually they happen within 1 to 2 months' time. CZ was saying, hold or miss out, everything pumps back soon. The late buyers with FOMO do not deserve the gains. Rinse them and continue. Wow. But there's a CME gap at 109k to 111k that wants to be filled. I was thinking that we're going to go down first, but we've gone up a little bit, so it's mad. Hopefully USDT dominance goes up and then down. Because if that goes down, that means people are buying crypto rather than holding that. Especially with FTX sponsoring the next pump. 5 billion is being credited to people today. October is almost here. Look at that cat. It knows. The cat knows.
The Federal Reserve literally put in fine print that they're going to be injecting money into the market. I don't know what people are freaking out about. There's an 89% chance of rate cuts coming in October, and today's date is September 29th. It's going to happen. When the Federal Reserve cuts rates, money gets cheaper, businesses borrow more money, people take out more loans for houses and cars, and this injects liquidity into markets like crypto and stocks. This is so predictable and consistent. This higher demand pushes prices up really fast, so we should see a market explosion. We just had rate cuts this month, and they're going to continue to cut interest rates according to the fine print. If you take a look at this number right here, it says federal funds rate. That's what we all look for, right? That's interest rate policy. Now look, it says 3.6. In 2025, we only have a couple of months to the end of 2025, and they're saying it should be at 3.6. Right now, we're at 4.25. So that's 2 interest rate cut potentials by the end of the year. See, the thing is about this, people don't understand, is they put out these projection materials all the time, and their projections were higher. They thought that the interest rates were going to be higher, meaning they're cutting at more of a rapid pace than they thought. As you can see right here, they thought it was going to be at 3.9. So they're literally adjusting the projections because they want to cut interest rates faster. Here's another look at June's interest rate projections. They're saying 3.9. Now they're saying 3.6. So yeah, money's coming into the economy. There's no reason to freak out. It's probably because Trump keeps memeing and trolling Jerome Powell for not cutting interest rates more aggressive and faster. And he's doing everything in his power, pulling all his strings to get the Federal Reserve to take money and put it into the economy so that we can have a bull market. According to the official meeting, we are at 4.25%. So that's 4.25. And according to their own mouth, okay, they're saying 3.6. That's 2 cuts or 1 big cut by the end of the year. And then they're also saying there's going to be more cuts. This is a momentum thing. You have to give it time. Over time, they're going to cut. The liquidity is going to come in. And that's where we're going to see something really big. This is like the tip of the iceberg. And the Genius Act just passed stablecoin regulation, allowing banks to make stablecoins, which amplifies all of this. We've never had this before. So yeah, stocks will do well, but I believe cryptos would do substantially better because of this feedback loop. Banks issue stablecoins backed by treasuries. People buy those stablecoins, making money fly into the crypto market. Then banks take that same cash and buy more treasuries. Those treasuries earn interest, giving banks more profit and an incentive to issue more stablecoins. And the cycle repeats. So the same banks that can loan more due to the dropping of the interest rates from the Federal Reserve, the same banks that control the loaning power now also control stablecoins, which guarantee a duplication. If you understand how stablecoins work, essentially you put 1,000 and they get your 1,000. They put it into treasuries, which is government debt, and earn a yield. And then you get a synthetic $1,000 in the form of a stablecoin. Again, the same loaning power now has the ability to duplicate your money through stablecoins. So there is a big amplified effect, specifically when interest rates are dropped, that nobody's talking about or nobody's aware of.
Damn, bro. A lot of money's going to enter the economy, hopefully. This guy has to pay 54% tax and wonders why people want to move to Dubai. Look at how much national debt there is. But if Jim Cramer's telling you to buy crypto, you need to be worried, I'm not going to lie. Yo, it's good signs, man. Uptober. It's looking juicy, man. Hopefully, we carry on seeing the green returns that we've seen in the past. Now, it doesn't guarantee future results, but with everything going on in the world, crypto looks like it's in a very, very good place.